Gracias por informarte. Comenta y comparte cada contenido.
No olvides suscribirte a nuestro canal de YouTube, Byron Castellón.
But what I care is that their amount of preparation, readiness, equipment, training, and everything is on a military grade, right? Commanding, operation.
Although we saw that from Hamas too on the 7th.
Right, we saw it, but the differ here is that the amount of training and equipment and preparation they have done over the years, and the terrain gives them an advantage because in a lot of areas in the northern border they have superiority in terms of topography. I think it's an art, it's not science. I think we were able to learn over the last several weeks how to conduct combat days like today and yesterday in a way that any threat that we perceive on our borders we eliminate it with vigilance and aggression, but we're also very much in control. Now the numbers talks to themselves, right, without actually talking actual numbers, but Hezbollah was not successful so far, and again being humble and modest and all that, so far Hezbollah was unsuccessful in achieving any of its goals.
Okay, thank God the people in this house were saved because they evacuated earlier to about Tel Aviv, and we hope that in the city
And everybody who was able evacuated the city.
everybody that can do it will be evacuated from the city, and this is how we don't have any death or injuries.
Look, it's an open question. We assess that Hezbollah in Iran has a dilemma whether to involve in the war full scale or not. Up until now, they have not been involving in the war full scale. It's only small friction of what Hezbollah can do. You see the rocket hit beyond us. Hezbollah has dozens and dozens and dozens of thousands of rockets. They could rain down on different parts of Israel. He has also a long-range missiles that could hit almost every part of the state of Israel. So we are looking at a very severe threat when we are talking about the Hezbollah. But for the time being, to the best of my understanding and our evaluation, they are still, Hezbollah and Iran are still kind of like in a dilemma whether to step in or not. We'll have to see what will be their path ahead. For the time being, what they are doing is a very gradual, low-scale intensification of the attacks.
I think Hezbollah is prepared. Hezbollah carried out most of the attacks that I have mentioned. I don't know when exactly this is going to happen. I don't know all the Hezbollah plan, but I think it was prepared in the past year and a half. Look, the relationship between Hezbollah and Hamas during the years is complicated. Okay, they have their own breaks and crises, especially around the civil war in Syria. But what I can say that recently, in the past year especially, we saw more and more coordination and more meetings, especially a sequence of meetings just before the war, a month before the war started. While at the same time, there were meetings between Nasrallah and the Foreign Affairs Ministry of Iran. And if you combine all of that together, you see kind of a sequence of meetings that create the approval of the plans.
Gracias por informarte. Comenta y comparte cada contenido.
No olvides suscribirte a nuestro canal de YouTube, Byron Castellón.